Okay, guys, so as I showed you on a live stream the other day, I got some upgrades done on the Portawell. Put in a pressure gauge on each side of the filters. It starts, this is the intake hose here, and I put a double filter. There's another filter inside of that, another screen, so it's a little bigger than the original one. And then I added some silicone hoses. I'm hoping that they don't kink as easily as the vinyl. So that goes in here, goes through the pump, in through this. This first filter is a sediment filter, then we've got a carbon filter, then I have the first pressure gauge. Then it runs over into here. I updated brass fittings. Then it goes into another carbon filter, then to the ceramic filter, last gauge, and then it goes out. And I'm gonna test a new battery. This is a brand new battery, just got it unwrapped, got it out of the mail with this one. I got a 2-pack. And I'm gonna see how long these little TL1209, it's a 12 volt, 9 amp hour battery. I'm gonna see how long that will last with it pumping. Now this is with all 4 filters. So that's going to be, considerably less time than would be with just 2 of them, obviously, because you're putting it through more pressure. But anyway, it's about 7:50. We started at 7:51, and now, so let's see what happens. Curious to see what the pressures are too on this thing, if the pump has a kickoff or not. There's that. Water's coming out. Looks like it's first one here is right, and these filters are fairly new. I did that one little test with the at the pond water. Let's see, this one is not working. Wonder why this doesn't have any pressure. Maybe that's because it's not pushing out hard enough. Wonder if I got a bad gauge. That seems strange to me. So that one's running at about 34, something along those lines. I'm irritated that my gauge doesn't work. So I'm just sucking it in this one and then just recycling it. Kind of got to suck some air there for a minute. Come on, build pressure back up again. Uh-oh. Hopefully that didn't cause like a vapor lock. There it goes. Come on. There it goes. I'm really perplexed at why this does not work. What I get for buying a cheap gauge on Amazon, I guess. I put little hose clamps on there on all the fittings as well. Alright, well I'm going to let this run and I will let you know what time it is when the battery finally runs dead. So I just wanted to see if this gauge is working, so I decided to put my finger over this, and when I put my finger over it, it does work. So it's just basically, it's just not registering much PSI. It's basically right down around a pound or so on the exterior side, or on the outflow side. Curious to see how long this thing goes. I didn't charge the battery at all. It's just how it arrived in the mail. All right, I'll let you know when it's done. All right, so we're about to hit 10 minutes. 7:51 or 8:01. I think would be 10 minutes. Still seems to be running strong. Still just kind of coming out like that. Keep that bad boy down in there. Pressure is slightly less than it was. Maybe dropped 1 psi. I attribute that to probably running enough water through the through this one. I notice I have a little tiny leak, very slow leak right there. Just dripping, barely. So I'll need to fix that. But other than that, it seems to be running pretty good. That would have been over, that's 10 minutes, so that would have been 10 gallons at a gallon per minute that it would have filtered on this battery. I'd be curious to see if it'll make 20 gallons. I don't know, without having to charge it. It's really not that loud. I don't know how it sounds to you guys, but from here, I mean, what's up, dude? Hello. From here, I mean, you can hear it, but it's not terribly loud. All right, I'll let you know. Yeah, it's a water filter. Yeah, I'll let you know when it stops, when it runs out of juice and then the pump actually stops pumping. I'll come back and let you know. Okay, so we're at 8:21. So that is just now 30 minutes, and it's still going strong, still leaking strong. It's kind of irritating, but yeah, it's still running, and pressure has dropped down to about 31. You know, just as it's had some more flushed through the filters and everything, but it's still going strong. That's 30 gallons that it has pumped through at 1 gallon per minute. That's pretty good. I was honestly kind of surprised that it went past 25, so we'll see if we can make it to 50. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so we are at 8:40, almost 41.
50 gallons.
That'll be 50 minutes when it turns to 41. That'll be 50 gallons on just this one battery. So we're just, recycling into the same tube, and it's still just floating around, floating out good. The pressure has dropped just below 30. So as these filters have, got cleaned out a little bit or whatever, and that is one thing that I neglected to do on my first field video, is you're supposed to filter, especially the ceramic ones, with at least, 10 to 20 liters of water before you drink through them. So, just know that if you ever get one of these, then to make sure to rinse them out, essentially. And yeah, so we're still going. I'm surprised that it went to 50 gallons. That's pretty good. I don't have any idea where it's going to stop. So we'll just see. All right, so it's 8:51, almost 8:52, and pressure is down to 29 or so. Still flowing just the same. Doing good. Keep that down there. Still have this little leak. That's kind of irritating. Battery is doing good. It's not hot or anything. The little pump motor is pretty warm. I have a little laser infrared thermometer, and it's getting up to 135 or so degrees. I mean, it's not real hot, but it's warm to the touch, you know. But it's still been going constantly for an hour. So that's 60 gallons worth of pumping, and I'm pretty surprised by that, I'll be honest. All right, so we just passed, what would that be, 90 minutes? So 90 gallons. Pressure's down to 28, looks like. Still flowing. It's the same. The temperature on the motor, it raised a little higher for a little bit, up to about 165, and it has, where did it go? About 145, something like that. So it's still warm, but continuing to run okay. So still going. I'm gonna probably end this test at 120 gallons at 2 hours, because I started thinking about it, and I'm like, if this draws less than an amp, it's a 9 amp hour battery. It might run for, I don't know what the cutoff voltage is for the motor, but it could run 3 or 4 hours, and I don't really have that much time. So we'll take it all the way up to 2 hours. That would be 120 gallons. That would be more than 2 55-gallon drums, which is more than anybody's probably going to ever do at one time in a prepping kind of scenario with one battery. And obviously you can recharge that battery and use it multiple times. So we'll go up to at least 2 hours, but if it keeps going, I'm not going to be out here all night. So I'll let you know here shortly how it does. Okay guys, so we are approaching the 2 hour mark, 9:46, almost 9:47, and you can hear that the battery is starting to slow. It's pressure, it's down to like 24 psi. I mean, it's still coming out okay, but that's where it's at. And the battery, let's see where we're at on the battery, or on the motor temperature anyway. It's up to right around 145, something in there. So it really stayed about the same. So I think it's about ready to be done. The battery is just about worn out, right at about 2 hours. I think that's pretty cool. Now, if you guys didn't know what this is, it's the Portawell. I am an affiliate with these guys. There's an affiliate link down in the description below. If you purchase just the normal unit, you'll get the motor and these 2 units. It won't have a gauge or anything like that. It's just a basic unit. And then this is the expansion pack, and I added the expansion pack to it. And what I did is I just took a piece of 3/4 by 3/4 angle iron and drilled holes where these handles are, took off the lock washer, and then they just screwed right onto it. And now it's all kind of one unit, and it can be moved around all at once. I added the gauges, I added the brass valves. And these batteries do really good, man. I really did not think that it was going to go, we're at almost 120 gallons. You know, that's two 55-gallon barrels. That's 110. I'm pretty happy with that, honestly. I don't think you're going to be getting that much water at one time, and you can recharge these things, obviously, like we talked about earlier. So it's about done, just about at 2 hours exactly, just a couple of minutes shy. I'm gonna see what happens if I kink this hose off here right when we get to the 2 hour point, if it's still running, because I'm curious if that'll make it shut off, if the additional pressure will cause it to automatically shut off. I kind of think that it will, but I'm not sure. So we'll see here. Just the handle vibrating on the bucket here. There we go. It's still running. Pressure's down to 20 psi. I think part of that at the first was the pressure was dropping because the filters were kind of cleaning themselves out. But now the pressure's dropping because the battery is just not pushing it out as much. You know, the pump is operating at a lower pressure, obviously. So, okay, here we come. We're coming up on 2 hours exactly, and then I'm gonna stop the test here. And these pumps, obviously, they're not made to run constant like this. These are intermittent. They're designed for intermittent use. So, you know, we're kind of being hard on it, doing it this way. And it's almost there. That's crazy, it lasted right at 2 hours. Another 10 seconds. And boom, there it is. Now I want to kink this off and see what happens. Yep, and that killed it. Well, it starts back up if I let it back off. Wow, that's pretty impressive. I didn't think the battery'd have enough left in it to start back up. Okay, that is that. All right, guys, well, pretty cool. It's a lot more than I thought it was gonna go, honestly. I was curious if it was even gonna do 25 or 50, but it ended up doing 120. So anyway, if you wanna check these things out, check them out. There's an affiliate link down there. I think they're pretty cool. If you've got a bigger family or a bigger group and you're gonna have to be getting fresh water and stuff like that, this is really the way to go, I think. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Talk to you later. Bye.